morning, children. Hope you are all doing fine and also followed yesterday's two sessions, right? So today we are going to discuss a topic on how water is important to the plants. Can plants survive without water? That is a question before us. So we'll see whether water is important to the plants or not. Okay, children. So already we have seen that there are tiny leaves, right? All the leaves will have the tiny structures which are called as the stomata. Okay, so the stomata is usually guarded by two cells. Okay, these two cells are basically called as guard cells. They're called as guard cells. So these guard cells, basically what they will do is they will guard the stomata, right? So this portion is called as the stoma. It's called as the stoma. So the stoma is basically protected by the two guard cells. And now these tiny structures called as stomata are basically present on the leaf, and they are present in number. They are present in number. And all these stomata are useful for the plant in many ways, right? We'll discuss what are the different ways the stomata is useful to the plants. These structures, which are called as stomata, okay, these are helpful to the plant in many ways, right? The first thing is that they are helpful in evaporation of the water. So the first thing what they do is the evaporation of water. So what is this evaporation of water? That is what yesterday we have discussed, right? So whenever you take a plant and all, the leaves, right? So what are the leaves which are present here? The leaves will release the water outside in the form of water vapor, right? And this water vapor has to come out only through these pores which are called as the stomata. So stomata are actually helping in the evaporation of water. So they are removing the excess amount of water which is there in the plant, because the reason is that there will be continuous flow of water from the underground level, because the root hairs will be continuously absorbing the water and will be sending into the plant. So whatever the water goes inside, just try to observe here. They have a very good bonding between them. Okay, they will go they are attached. Each and every molecule, water molecule, is attached to each other. Okay, so if this particular particle is evaporated, this will move upward. Okay, again, if this particle if this is evaporated, this will come to this place. If this is evaporated, this will come to this place. So like this, the water will keep on moving towards the upside. That's the reason how even in the very, very tall trees, even the trees which are even up to 300 meters tall, and also the process of evaporation will take place. Basically, the root pressure, the pressure by which the plants will pump the water into the plant. So the pressure is only limited to up to one particular extent. But whereas if the water has to reach even the very, very tall trees, this is a transpiration is a process which actually helps in that. So yesterday we have seen that if you tie some of the leaves in a plastic cover and tie them tightly, so what happens is in 1 or 2 days you can see full of plenty of water in the plastic cover. So that's how we can very clearly come to a conclusion that this stomata is actually helping in the evaporation of the water. So the water is formed in the process of photosynthesis that will come out through the stomata, and this is called as the transpiration. Okay, so now this is one of the method, right? And second one is that each and every organism has to respire. If they have to survive, they have to respire. So how these plants will respire, how these plants will survive? Okay, do you think that they need oxygen? Okay, now from from primary class onwards, you are learning that carbon dioxide is necessary for the plants. The plants take the carbon dioxide and gives out the oxygen. So do you think that they won't take the carbon dioxide? No, it's not like that. Plants will definitely take the carbon dioxide. Plants will take the carbon dioxide as well as the oxygen. Carbon dioxide, okay, this is for photosynthesis. Okay, carbon dioxide is for photosynthesis, but whereas this carbon dioxide is taken by the plant, okay, that too only through the stomata, and then what happens is it will react with the water. That is what we have studied yesterday, and they prepare the carbohydrates. Okay, that is what we have seen yesterday. And in the same way here, plants also, the same stomata will also take the oxygen. This is for the survival of the plant, that is respiration process. That is for the process of respiration. So for the process of respiration, what they take is the oxygen. So the oxygen is taken by the stomata, carbon dioxide is taken by the stomata, oxygen is left through the stomata, and even the water is also sent out through the stomata. So these are the different uses of stomata, and these stomata are helpful in the evaporation, transpiration, and what not. So these are all the different ways the stomata are useful to the plant. Okay, children? Right. Now coming to this. So basically we'll come to the second point, right? So now when you take the plants and all, they cannot take the water directly. They cannot take the salt. The soil is having a lot of salts in that, isn't it? They have a lot of different salts in the soil and all. Like plants cannot take the soil directly. That is what we have also discussed yesterday. So as the plants cannot take the soil directly, what they do is whenever you pour water, so that is how we say that the water is very, very important, because they dissolve all these salts in the water, and when the plant takes this water, when the plants will absorb this water, what happens is they will go along with the they'll go along with the water, because the water is no more water, it becomes a solution, it becomes a salt solution, and this salt solution basically goes into the plant, right? So when it goes into the plant, they will enter through the root hairs. That is also we have seen yesterday, right? So they will enter into the plants through the root hairs. The root hairs are the very, very small structures which are present on the roots. The white color structures you might have observed whenever you pluck a plant, and also here these structures are called as the root hairs, and these root hairs are basically helpful in taking this salt solution and then sending into the vessels, right? There are two kinds of vessels which are present in the plant, right? What are they? Xylem vessels and the phloem vessels. Xylem vessels, what they do is they will take this water and then they will transport it to the different parts of the body. So that is what we have studied in the 4th unit also, right? So these root hairs will absorb this, and also they will send into the xylem vessels. What we are going to see in tomorrow's class. Until then, see you all. Have a great day. Take care and bye.